You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in that little person. You have to believe for your kids. Initially, I started. Hey guys, it's your girl, Dr. Tash, where pain speaks and purpose answer. I'm your girl, and I have a wonderful guest today with me. She is a healthcare provider, a mom, a wife, a leader. She's everything you want to be. Her name is Jennifer.
Thank you,
Yes.
Tash. Very happy to tell my story.
Yes, we're excited that you're here. When you shared your story with me, I was like, wait, what? What is
Sorry to
happening?
be told.
Like, when did this happen? How it happened? And you just embraced it so gracefully. You would not know what happened because you just never looked like what you went through. And I was shocked. So guys, you're going to hear this story because for me, she just mentioned it to me. This is something that a lot of women need to hear to inspire other people, other mothers, other women who's in a childbearing stage need to hear because someone who looked like her went through something similar. Share your story. So before you share your story, tell me about yourself first.
Oh, well, like you said, I am a mother. I'm a wife. I'm a nurse practitioner for about 8 years now. And I am a Christian, a lover of Christ.
Oh.
And, I live my life by faith. And faith is part of my story.
Right.
So where shall I begin?
Anywhere you like to go.
I will start maybe 2 years into my journey. I always wanted to be a mother. This was always in my heart since my late 20s. It was my plan, when you have these plans, I'm going to get married here. Then life happens and the plan goes away. And then you're just sitting there like, well, when this is going to happen? Is this ever going to happen? God, do you want this to happen? Because, I used to talk to God all the time. And I'm like, I'm moving in my 30s, God. I don't see it happening.
Not going into the 30s.
And then I'm like, almost in my 40s, Lord. Is this my calling?
Should I accept?
I would start to accept it because I was starting to say, if my calling is not to be a mother, then I should just be happy with the calling that the Lord gave me. I'll be a great auntie to my nephews and nieces, my god kids. That's where
you was
I
content with that.
Yeah, but in the back of my head, I was like, I really, really like this. God, you know what I'm saying? Like, God, you know my heart. You know my desire. And this is the only thing I've really been asking you for.
I never asked you for anything.
Yeah, I don't be bothering you a lot. So it's just this one thing. So started, like I'll say, when all this got December, when I thought, this is never going to happen. In about 2015. And, I was dating this guy. I thought he was going to be my husband. You know how it goes and stuff like that.
He was in love.
Yes, I was in love. I did get pregnant. Not that it was planned, but I lost it.
So you had a miscarriage.
Yeah, I had a miscarriage and I was devastated. Through my miscarriage, I found out that I had a genetic gene, which is genetic BRCA1 for breast cancer. And I wasn't surprised that I got the genetic gene because I know it runs in my family. But for it to be confirmed that I'm at high risk, I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to follow the protocols that the doctors tell me to do, do my surveillance testing.
Yeah.
So I was doing that for 2 years and stuff like that, still living my life.
Normal.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm surveillance. It's nothing.
Yeah, whatever,
I'm young. Nothing going to touch me.
Exactly.
Nothing going to happen.
I was in MP school during that time. And 2 years after that, right when I was about to graduate, I'm having big plans. I'm like, I'm finally gonna finish school. I'm with my guy. We're gonna get married. We're gonna have these kids that I've been saying I wanna have. I was like, finally, my plans are coming together. And no, it was not. Let's say I was gonna graduate in May. And then April, a month before I graduate, I did my surveillance test and everything, the accident, I got a call from the doctor.
Because when you get a call from a doctor that they need to speak to you after tests, it's never good.
I'm not thinking anything of it. I'm
Yeah.
thinking whatever, because, previously they had I got a call and it was like, oh,
Yeah.
no, we didn't see anything. So I'm like,
Okay.
okay, maybe they didn't see anything. Again, it was just like, and then I was like, all right, I'll make a.
Is being stripped away as well. You're losing your hair. You're being nauseous. Your skin's dry. Your taste bud is off.
Yes.
Like you're just going through those motions. Tell me about that, because some people who went through what you're going through is like, oh, hell no. I'm not going through that. And to lose my hair, like I'm not losing my hair. I'm not.
I would say for losing the hair part, you do grow it back.
Right.
You eventually grow it back.
Mm.
So I was not concerned about I'm going to lose my hair because I know once I was done with it, I would grow it back.
Yeah.
But I was not prepared for how tired I was with chemo.
It
I was
wiped you out.
extremely, extremely tired. I always described it as like a truck hit me. Just walking down the block, I was short of breath. I had to stop several times just to catch my breath.
Yeah.
It was very tiring. And I would say also, which I was not prepared for, is how long chemo is. It was like an 8-hour process. Every time I had to go, they had to prep me first and then do the pre-medicate me, make sure I didn't have any side effects.
No reaction to the medication.
And
First they have to fight. Did you ever get a port?
So I ended up getting a port because I already knew I was a bad stick and I did not want to get stuck.
I do recommend a port.
Yeah. And plus chemo is such a deadly toxic.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want it to
it's
go
harsh
wrong.
on your veins.
So I was like, just give me the port and just whatever it got to do, But the other thing is insomnia. It was hard to sleep. I never could fall asleep. And then the shaking legs syndrome, where my legs was always shaking. I think during chemo for the night, I probably slept like maybe 2 hours. I couldn't sleep. And that was just part of the side effects of the chemo.
Working at that time?
No.
Okay.
I was not going to do that to myself.
But
I've heard people do that willingly as a good steward with money.
Okay, good.
So I was always the type to have emergency savings
backup.
and stuff like that. Yes.
It's important to have your backup money, your rescue money for rainy day.
And because of that, and also I took out short-term disability through my job way before this all happened. Things might happen in the future.
You never know.
So when that happened, I wasn't worried about paying rent, food, and all that stuff because I knew I had it. So it allowed me to just go through the process without having to get up and go to work and stuff like that. Plus, I worked in the ICU, and that was not going to
be conducive to your health.
Not at all.
I'm so happy you thought that way. Not many people think the way you thought at that age where you save money in case of a rainy and not knowing that the rainy day was going to be a storm.
Exactly.
A hurricane. A tornado.
Yes. Exactly.
Right. And you was able to now kind of just go through the process without worrying about paying your bills, when is rent due, who's going to feed me, who's going to clothe me.
Because I feel like if I had to do that, it would have been a different situation.
I know. I see a lot of my friends who's going through chemotherapy are still working.
Yes, this must be hard.
Coming to work. Some employees or colleagues will come to like, oh, that person is sleeping. I'm like, if you touch them or wake them up, leave them alone.
Yes. And the fatigue.
Because you have no idea what they're going through.
And the fatigue is something serious.
Yeah.
You can't control it.
And I would ask, why are you working? Why you come to work and you're going through treatment, chemotherapy? And the one question they would tell me is, because of my insurance. I need their insurance. Oh, I need the money. I have to come to work when I'm sick.
Exactly.
Like, the thought of knowing that my insurance stopped when I start working during the time that I'm sick blows my mind.
But for me, I had insurance and stuff like that. But for me, I went through Medicaid. I had no shame.
As you should.
I went through Medicaid. I even asked, can I get some food stamps, EBT card? His stepmom was like, don't be ashamed. You worked hard, apply for it. And I applied for it, and that was a saving grace because they paid for everything. Not only did they pay for everything, but the back pay before I even started, they paid for that too.
Oh.
And they gave me money back for everything I had paid for before, prior.
Wow.
And so I was not ashamed of that, because I
I'm
was like,
glad
I need
you
help.
did that. I'm so glad.
Because I'm like, how am I supposed to pay for, like, I have, of course, I save for my rent and stuff like that, but I didn't save
not for big treatment.
Exactly, not for
Yeah.
medical treatment.
Yeah.
And these things
And
are
they're
expensive.
They're expensive.
Yeah, like they when I was looking at my
Your
insurance
bill.
bills and stuff.
Once it's itemized, you like, wait, a bag is 15,000.
Yes.
A syringe was like 800.
Exactly.
Band-Aid was another 1,000.
And I was like, oh my
Yeah.
God, if I didn't have this, I would have to make that decision
no.
of, do I get treatment or just throw it away, because I can't afford it. And I understand why people go through bankruptcy after medical treatment. But thank God that was not my testimony. I was able to get the treatments. Towards the end, I did decide to remove both my breasts to decrease my chances of recurrence. I just decided to get rid of everything.
When you remove your breasts, did you feel like a part of your womanhood was stripped away from you?
I definitely did, because I'm like, this is what makes me a woman. So I'm like, I gotta remove my breasts. I remember that same friend from school, she was like, if the breast is killing you, remove it, Jennifer. There's no reason for you to hold on to it if that's what's killing you.
That's right.
She was like, you can always get silicones or whatever. She was like, nope.
Bras, silicone. Yeah.
And then,
but
you know.
you got your life.
Exactly. That's what she said. And then I was like, because of my breasts. And I see what.
But it's like you're here, right?
Yeah. I'm here and I'm
here.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, I'm going to lose my hair. That's like part of my identity.
Yeah.
Remember, it's nothing cancerous, but I went to the hair salon, and I usually go to the same person all the time. They put perm in my hair. And this particular day, it just felt weird. The guy put the perm in my hair, but I never felt the tingly. You know when you have perm?
Yeah.
You feel the tingly?
Yeah.
I never felt the tingly. The guy ended up saying, and I'm like,
something's wrong.
what happened? He's like, come in the sink. And when I went in the sink and put my head down, he put the water, my whole hair fell in the sink. I have sideburns, guys. I don't know if you can see my sideburns. Like real sideburns.
Yeah.
Mustache, beard, everything. I have it all. He put near in my head by mistake.
Oh my goodness.
Going back to like cancer, I was never sad because I said, people are fighting their life.
Yeah.
And I'm worried about hair. So I did sue them.
Of course.
I did, you know, the judge, everyone was crying. I had to get steroid injection in my head because I had a 3rd-degree burn, and my hair never grew back for 3 years. It was like this.
Oh my goodness.
3 years.
Can someone make a mistake like that?
I never looked in the mirror without a scarf under my head. I liked it. I had a nice shaped head. I was cute with it. I put my big hoop earrings so nobody think that, you know, but I could never look at the mirror. I could never go into a pool because I was wearing wigs, and I was like, how do I operate with no hair now?
Yeah.
And I felt for my cancer patients.
Yeah.
When they lose their hair, not only you losing your hair, you losing your quality of life, your health, your energy, everything. I was worried about just hair. I was like, oh no.
And talking about hair with also cancer, it's not only losing your hair, but you lose your eyebrows, your eyelashes.
Oh.
So you look very plain. And I remember my brother picking me up from one of my, brothers.
Yeah.
He looks at me. He's like, why you look like that? And I'm like, what do you mean why I look like that? He's like, you look different. I'm like, yeah, because my hair. He's like, no, it's not the hair. There's something else about you. You look different. And then I'm looking in the mirror. I'm already used to it. I look, so I'm like, what is he talking about? He's like, I don't know, something here looks different. And I was like, oh, like my
eyebrows.
I don't have no eyebrows.
No eyelashes.
And I was like, yeah, I don't have. And he's like, the chemo does that to you too? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, wow. But I always chuckle at that. because, you know, brother,
they don't
and he was really
understand.
trying to be sincere. And I'm like,
yeah.
what do you mean why I look like that? Why would you even start it like that? Yeah, so I kind of felt bad, but then I really knew
They
he
don't
wasn't really trying to be
understand.
malice. Yeah. And so, yeah, I wear my wigs. I pencil my eyebrows.
Oh,
I didn't have eyelashes to
eyelashes,
put anything on anyways. But I embraced that. But also I wear a lot of nail polish because it made your nails black. And so I had to wear nail polish. I think I did a good job covering up because some pictures I had camp. I remember going to my friend's wedding. I just started and everything like that. You knew something because I had the port and stuff like that, but I had my wig on, I put my makeup on, I had my red nail polish on, and
You couldn't tell.
no one could tell going
Treatment.
through anything. I'm naturally a jolly person. I like smiling. Through the grace of God, I always kept that smiling going on because I was like, this too shall pass. This is not the end.
Yeah.
This too shall pass. Towards the end, after I had like 4 months or 16 weeks, as they say, of chemo, then I elected to do the mastectomy to remove both of my breasts. And then I did immediate reconstruction. And in reconstructions, meaning that, you know, you get the silicone or wherever you choose to do it, the flap, so you could have somewhat looking like breasts. They did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are like, oh, I would never tell.
Yeah.
And you know, and the thing is, I didn't really, you know, people were like, oh, well, because, you know, I used to always call myself barely had any breasts.
Yeah, anyways.
But I didn't want to elect to get bigger. I just wanted to look like myself. Yeah. So I was like, just leave it the same size I was born with.
Yeah.
And stuff. You know,
Good
I
for
had some
you.
friends that was like, oh,
I want to
Jennifer,
go bigger.
you should have got bigger, girl. You getting a free breast implant. And I'm like, no, it's not free. I had to go through chemo. Get diagnosed with cancer. So I don't think I'm looking at this as a free breast implant. It's for me just to feel somewhat normal.
My God.
And it's just to show sometimes people don't think about what they're saying.
At all.
Yeah, and it's like, I know maybe
At
you
all.
thought I was funny, but it's not funny to me. You know what I mean?
That's
It's a little
insane.
insensitive to say, oh, you're getting a free breast implant.
That's
it's not a free breast
crazy.
implant at all. It doesn't feel like a free breast
Yeah,
implant. or
it's not
anything.
free
Yeah.
at all. It costs
It's
entire
money.
life.
And it cost me my mental health and everything. So, but to say I wanted to just look like myself. Even the surgeon was like, do you want to go bigger? I'm like, no, just keep it the
Good
way it
for you.
was. Because I feel like if I did that, it will always remind me that I went through something. I already have enough of the scars. So I'm like, oh, just keep it the way. When I come back, just looking like Jennifer.
Normal.
And I was happy with that. So then go with my fertility, I was like, so I went through what they call process.
It's like thaw it, wash it,
and all that stuff. And then they had to
prepare the egg
and take his sperm, put it together, and they had to hold it to see if it will actually grow
into embryo.
Yeah. And there was like, out of the 7, then out of the 7, only 2 of them actually made it to the embryo. And I was like, God, how you went from 21 to 7 to now 2? And then because they waited for a process is like 3 days, but the best is for 5 days. If they can last 5 days.
Yeah,
so only 2 can last 5 days. And if you last 5 days, you have an increased chance of it being successful. And I'm like, God,
this is you.
This is all you. I went from 21 to 7 to 2. And I need these 2. I was like, God, you know, I've been asking for this. I've been praying about this diligently. So I need you to make this work. Girl, I was telling you, even when I was giving the injections, it was a testament. I was praying, putting my praise music while I was injecting myself. I was singing to my belly, found worship music, and I would just put my hands over there and I would just start singing. I said, God, this baby is coming. Lord, put your name on high.
I decree and declare that it is so.
God, that this child will be here. Even up to the time when they actually inserted the 2 that they had, I was praying. I put my worship music in my ears, and while they were singing and I was praying,
God is able to do. I keep hearing this song. I keep singing because I'm not a singer, but that's what I keep hearing.
Yeah.
God is able to do what he says he will do.
I was like, faith of a mustard seed. And I was like, God, you said faith without works. And I was like, I did my work, Lord.
I did my
I work. Now it's
Yeah.
all up to you.
and I have faith.
Even my God, he's not like as spiritual as me, but he was like, I felt something in that room.
Oh,
I felt something in that room. And when the procedure was done, he was like, you're pregnant. I was like, how you know I'm pregnant? He's like, I just feel like you're pregnant. I just feel the way the energies of the doctor
Everything.
was.
Yeah.
I felt like
Oh,
some
wow,
spirit was in the
wow,
room with you.
wow.
And we had to wait 2 weeks. Mind you, this is the first time me doing it. And
Ooh,
statistically,
one time, not four, one time. Not only that she did it one time, she battled cancer, went through chemotherapy. She beat every odds, every hurdle, every statistics.
Yes. And I was like, ain't nothing but God. And when we came in, did my blood work for the 2 weeks that we're supposed to wait, sweating,
Yeah,
you know, you wait and you like, God, this don't work.
Yeah.
And they called back like a few hours and it was like, you're pregnant.
Wow.
I was like, say it. I had to ask them to say it again. I screamed, but it was like a silent scream because I started crying. And it was a cry of joy because I was like, Lord, I went through so much. And God, you just gave me what I've been asking for so long. And I just thank the Lord for being there for me through all the things that I went through. And for, you know, being told that this may not happen. The statistics were against me and I beat the odds. And I did not even allow people to tell me, oh, you couldn't do it. Because, you know, I had people was like,
do it. They were in your ears.
I had people say, why don't you just adopt? There's nothing wrong with adoption.
Yeah,
I
with
wanted
your
it to be
own.
my own.
Yeah.
And, you know, people like, oh, you know, and then also putting in my head, what if the cancer come back? That would be selfish. I rebuke cancer in the name of, and this will not come back to me. And stuff like that. God would not have given me a child knowing that he would just take me because there would be no purpose for this. I was so happy. And then, of course, you get the 2 weeks, but then you have to wait 9 weeks to make sure that the
child is viable
properly. So every week when I came back,
you're panicking, you're anxious, you're nervous.
And I remember sometimes Google's not your friend. I'm Googling stuff and I'm like, oh, whatever. And so now I'm checking my ACGs every day. There was no need to. I'm checking it. And then I'm like, I think one day it was fate.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, I'm losing the pregnancy. And then I call him. Oh my God, I'm losing the pregnancy. They was like, he was like, calm down.
You're fine.
Calm down. You're fine.
Yeah.
You're fine. I was fine. And I was like, you know what? If I say I'm going to have faith,
God.
I'm going to have faith.
Yeah.
So
Of being anxious.
yes.
Said, be anxious for nothing.
Exactly. And just like Matthew 6:34 say, why worry about today? And tomorrow have its own words. That's my favorite quote because I was like, why am I worrying? God got this. Don't God feed the birds? Don't God feed the trees? Why will he not help me? Let me stop worrying. He got me through this. Why wouldn't he carry me through? You know, anyone is interested, make sure you do your research. Ask the questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Even if you need a community. There's a lot of communities out there where you can go and ask questions if you're not sure how to start, what to do.
Yeah.
Yes, it's costly, but I feel like if you want it, you're going to find ways to get it.
Yeah.
You know, and do what you got to do. Just
that's
gotta
amazing.
Keep the faith.
Keep
Pray.
faith.
Anytime,
Pray.
whatever steps you go through,
Pray.
say, God, I'm here. Help me go through the
Pray.
next step. Give praise for every little step that you go
Pray.
through.
Pray.
Every little step, God
Pray.
to the glory.
Yeah.
God, thank you. Oh, I'm going to this step. Thank you. Those small wins means a lot. You know what I mean?
Pray.
Amen. That's what you got to do.
You
Pray.
prayed and prayed and prayed
Yes, I did.
and prayed and prayed without ceasing.
Yes.
That's what you did.
Yes.
You prayed
And
even when it looked
like it wasn't going to happen. Like when all those
when
roadblocks.
everything looked like it was going to fail.
Yes.
You still prayed.
Yes. Faith of a mustard seed. they
You
say.
had that faith of a mustard seed.
Yes.
And I am grateful that you steadfast in God and that you knew him and you understood the assignment.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
understood every assignment that God planted your way.
Yes.
Because if you didn't, you would have missed your blessing.
Amen. Yes, I would.
You'd have missed your baby.
Yep. And I was like, wow.
You just blew my mind because, guys, I knew I was having someone come on and talk about infertility. And this is bigger than just infertility. Yeah. This is the blessings of God that is upon her life, upon your life when you trust him, when you believe in him, when you say, I will not lose, I will not fail, I will not sway, I will not stumble, I will walk in faith.
Amen.
And that's what you did.
Yes.
You walk in faith.
Yes. I had to.
You're trying to finish a career, get your life in order. And now you just like, no, I'm going to graduate. I'm going to finish. I'm going to beat cancer. So, guys, there you have it. A mom who was battling not only cancer, but infertility and beat all odds. She had faith like a mustard seed. She persevered. She was determined. And she pushed through every obstacle that the enemy tried to come for her. She didn't lose her mind in the interim of it. She didn't collapse. You didn't give up. You didn't sway. You trusted the process.
Man, yeah.
Even though it was a difficult process.
Yes, it was.
I want to thank you for sharing your story. And I hope that women who are out there who's trying to bear kids or who even going through some sort of cancer know that you can survive this.
Yes.
You do not have to be a victim. Like she said, do your research. There's so many help and funds and resources out there. Do your research, get the help, get the funds that you need. Don't give up. Do it together with your partner. It's very beneficial emotionally. You need that support. Sometimes you don't need a big village because you don't need everyone's emotions or opinion in your space. But that one person to just go through that journey with you and just to overcome this. Now she got her beautiful baby boy and she's a healthy, beautiful young lady standing before you. Hair done, braids, snatched, and everything.
And I want to thank you, Tasha, for allowing me to tell my story.
Yeah, thank you. So there you go, guys. I'm your girl, Dr. Tash, where pain speaks and purpose answers. We'll see you soon. Bye. To believe in yourself, you have to believe in that little person. You have to believe for your kids.